Audio is joined.
Hello, Atlantia.
Hola, Atlantia.
So we join you today from the barony of Ravens Cove. We think we've got an exciting court and look forward to doing business with all of you and sharing the good times this afternoon. So like always, we start our courts with our mask on. We are one household. Their Excellencies share a household, and our herald is going to maintain 6 feet of distance between us. Therefore, we'll take the mask off, which will allow us to be heard and allow for lip reading for those who wish that while court's going on. If we get closer than that to each other, you'll see us pause and put our mask back on. So with that said, those are kind of the rules of the game. So if we will.
The unmasking.
But keep them close, you might need them. No, don't hang it from your ear, Your Majesty.
Okay.
All right, Meryl?
Oyez! Herein opens the court of their majesties, Anton and Linnet, Rex, Regina of Atlantia.
Your Excellencies, thank you for hosting us this day. And I believe you have business that you would like to conduct.
Yes, we do.
Oyez! Oyez! Herein opens the court of their excellencies, Lachlan and Aidan, Baron and Baroness of Ravens Cove.
As usual, Lachlan's going to be the one that needs to speak first. We'd like to welcome everyone to our lands, and we hope that you enjoy being here in your time with us. Let's get a show on the road.
Their majesties would now be attended by Lady Freydis Rodmarsdottir.
I think you mean Their Excellencies.
Your Excellency.
And since she is on site, we are going to go ahead and put on our mask. Thank you. Yes, excellent.
Don't know.
No, no, ma'am.
Freydis, you have done wonderful things in our barony. You are always there to help. You work to make everyone comfortable. You work yourself to death doing it. And we appreciate all of the service that you do for our barony. Therefore, today, Lachlan and I would like to bestow upon you our service award of the Black Gold. There is something special about this particular medallion. This medallion was given to me by Mistress Catherine, who was the Baroness of Ravens Cove, the founding Baroness. Today, you have earned this beyond measure, and I would love to award this to you.
In any group, many hands make light work. However, there are those that go beyond and do more than expected. Lady Freydis Rodmarsdottir has been an inspiration to those around her with her unending service, not only to our barony, but beyond. Therefore, we, Lachlan and Aidan, hereby award her our Black Gold, given this day, October 24th, 2020.
Yes. Thank you, Freydis, for all your service.
Lady Freitas, newest member of the Award of the Black Gull. Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Now, I know His Majesty said we were going to take off our masks when we speak. But for this next one, they happen to be on site as well. So I've left my mask on. But in a unique circumstance, I'm going to act as the herald for Her Excellency as we call forth Lady Nezhka Orshanaya.
Nestor, you have been such an inspiration to me. And your virtual bardics have really kept the kingdom together as far as I'm concerned. It's definitely kept our barony together. You've even got me to do it twice. Your love for your barony knows no bounds. Your service knows no bounds. So we are so proud to offer you our Black Gull.
In a time of being separated, there is one in our barony that has strived for us to keep in contact and still enjoy the dream. Lady Nezhka Orshanaya has conducted many virtual parties as well as aided in many virtual gatherings. We, Lachlan and Aiden, do hereby acknowledge her dedication to our barony by awarding her our Black Gull, given this day, the 24th of October, 2020.
Vivat, that's on here.
Vivat for the newest recipient of the Black Gull.
Vivat!
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 Your Excellencies now invite into their court Her Excellency Madron Lattimore.
See?
Greetings, Your Majesty.
This is a unique one. Let me start by saying, before we read the scroll and go further, that 22 years ago, when I started in the dream, Baroness Madron was there. I'm going to get a little emotional. She has acted like a second mom to me from the very beginning. When we stepped up as the Baronage of Ravenscove, we decided to expand the awards to include one award that would allow us to recognize those who have given so much of themselves to every part of the barony. And when we created this award, there were two people in particular that I knew had to have this award. Please read the scroll.
A barony exists because of the sacrifices of its people. When those people give so much more than just their time, when they give their heart and soul, it falls to us, their baronage, to ensure that all shall know and recognize the true sacrifices made by these outstanding members of the populace. Baron Caledon of Halborn and Baroness Madron Lattimore are two such members of our populace. They were instrumental in resurrecting a dying stronghold and being a major part in its elevation to full barony status. Therefore, we, Lachlan and Aiden, Baron and Baroness of Ravenscove, are minded to induct them both as premier members of the Order of the Zephyr of Ravenscove. This order represents the pinnacle of what it means to be a raven and is given by our hand this 24th day of October, AS 55.
And those scrolls will be shown after court. The close-ups of the scroll will be shown after court, Baroness Madron, and we will get your scroll to you.
Thank you.
Thank you for all you have done for the barony.
Not a problem. Did it for love.
Thank you.
For the premiers of the Order of the Zephyr. Vivat! Vivat!
Nuts.
Vivat! Hearing closes the court of their excellencies, Baron Lachlan and Aidan of Ravens Cove.
Thank you, Liz.
So one of the things that is, one of the things and to sit together for a few hours in plan courts is you run the risk of not knowing what each group is doing in court. We're going to give you a perfect example of that at this point. So I and Her Majesty also need to see you in our court.
That would be Lady Nishkaya.
I did not want to say yesterday. My lady, through this pandemic and through our reign, we have been on your Bardic circles that you've organized and run. We've watched the way that you've made people feel enriched, stay in touch with each other, and continue the fellowship that we all joined this organization for. Additionally, your leather work, your bead making has gained some renown. At this time, we'd like to award you the Coral Branch for your work and what you have done for this kingdom during this time period.
Wondrous sound and art does Nezhka Orizhnaya make. King Anton and Queen Leonid induct her into the Order of the Coral Branch. Done this October 24th, AS 55 at Castile Court at Alcazar de Segovia. Anton Rex, Leonid Regina. This was made by Mestre Esperanza Susanna Flesher. Everybody wants to see it? Thank you.
Thank you.
And vivats for Lady Nashka.
Vivats! Vivats! Vivats!
Take a minute.
Your Majesties, since you did mention her bardics, if I could mention that the doublet that she is wearing inspired her song that was the blue and gold. That doublet was gifted to me from Baron Kaladin when I was just starting with rapier, and I gifted it to Nezhka during her path as a rapier fighter. I
Excellent.
inspired her.
That's excellent. Inspiration.
You okay to continue?
We're good.
Okay. Could you call in the order?
Their Majesties would have before them the Order of the Golden Dolphin.
Stand up for myself, but okay. I'm here. Call the candidate, please.
Their Majesties would call before them Sir Eckhard III.
Sir Eckhard, you have done so much for the kingdom. And some people would say, well, you know, he's a knight. He's expected to do a certain amount of stuff. But you have gone way above and beyond. I think anyone who has ever been to WOW has experienced your generosity and your kindness and your willingness to help at every occasion. And certainly when we had the windstorm blow through at 2 a.m., you were everywhere, helping people to reset their tents and to making sure people were safe. You help in fighter practices, you help people set up tents on list fields, you go above and beyond. And that service has been recognized by the order. And so I agree with them wholeheartedly that we would now like to make you a member of the Order of the Golden Dolphin. And we hope to see you so soon that we can award this medallion to you. We also have a scroll, but alas, the caravan was once again delayed. The caravans I think they have, bandits who are waylaying them, but we expect that it may arrive today at the castle. But we look forward to giving that to you in the future.
For Sir Eckhard, newest member of the Order of the Golden Dolphin.
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Their Majesties would have before them Lord Alpharin Valison.
Alpharin, you have recently stepped into a role that is, at best, thankless, most likely unknown to most people in the kingdom in which you live. You're the emergency officer for the West. In fact, you're working today. You're making this broadcast possible. We recognize the importance that these roles have taken on through the pandemic with keeping the kingdom going, with keeping our networks with each other in place, and allowing creative solutions for crossing wide gaps in time and location to allow us to be together. For your service, we'd like to award you an award. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you so very much, Your Majesties. I look forward to continuing to serve the kingdom and helping us stay connected during this most unusual of times.
Thank you.
Shine the light of honor on the good deeds of our subject, Alpharin Valison. We, Anton and Linnet, King and Queen of Atlantia, hold up this worthy gentle for all to hear these words. Great feats of hard work have they accomplished to empower Atlantean wonders. A king and queen must honor such work, and thus we induct them into the Order of the Opal. Done this 24th day of October in the Castile court of Alcazar de Segovia, AS 55. Anton Rex, Leonid Regina. The scroll illumination is from the canton, and calligraphy are from the canton Stormwall.
Okay,
I apologize, the name I cannot read.
thank you.
All scrolls and artists will be celebrated also at the end of this court. So you'll get a much better viewing and a clear representation of both artists for both calligraphy and illumination.
And you'll even get to see the ones that are not here in person today.
Can we have vivats?
For Lord Alpharin.
Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat!
Their Majesties now summon to the court Lady Maya Bowen.
Lady Maya, we have heard of your dedication to the art of dance, whether it be with classes on Zil or Middle Eastern dance or medieval dance. We've also heard that you are an active teacher for the dance, and that you are active also in the Madrasa Guild. So for your dedication to the arts, we would like to induct you into the Order of the Coral Branch. Coral Branch.
Be it known by these present letters that we, Anton, king by right of arms of this sovereign realm of Atlantia, and Linnet, our queen consort, in keeping with the duties and privileges according to the rule of our kingdom, have established the Order of the Coral Branch to honor and recognize our subjects who have distinguished themselves by their efforts in arts and sciences. We do hereby induct Lady Maya Bowen into our Order of the Coral Branch. With this, we are much pleased with her dedication to Middle Eastern dance and its teaching. Done this 24th day of October, Anno Societas 55 at our Castile court at Alcazar de Segovia at the Barony of Ravens Cove. Anton Rex, Leonid Regina. For Lady Maya, newest member of the Order of the Coral Branch.
Vivat!
Vivat!
Vivat! Vivat!
Their Majesties now summon Sir Gaius Tassinus Severus Fabianus.
Okay, a lot of you folks don't know who this is. This is Sir Tosh. Sir Tosh, you and I were squires at the same time, and we've been brother knights for a long time. At this point, you have done some extraordinary service, along with other people, but you stand out as one that has done really, really great service in helping us get the steel community up and running. At this point in time, I'd like to award you a fountain for your service. It goes beyond that of a knight, and we would like to say thank you. We have not yet commissioned your scroll, which is my fault. I forgot to do it. So instead, and in hold till we get your scroll delivered, I present you with my ring. To hold is token before and after. Thank you very much, sir.
For Sir Gaius, newest recipient of the fountain.
Vivat!
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 Their Majesties would now have before them Baron Lachlan O'Riordan.
Now, we did know he was going to be in court. This part.
Let me get this on. Technical difficulties. Baron Lachlan. As it just popped up. All right. You, although a heavy fighter, you're also quite skilled in rapier.
We are not talking about the man's weight.
I didn't say that. Okay, I was just saying. You are quite formidable with rapier. You help instruct. You are in fact the black sword now, I believe, for the Southern Deputy. Yeah. You teach anyone. It can be novices. It could be blue scarves, white scarves. These are masters of defense you interact with. And for that, we've recognized this, and we would like to award you a sea dragon. I got a chain that will actually go over your head. A long time since we did this.
First, we call him heavy, and then we imply he has a large head.
Swift and sure is his bout. Sure of blade, Lachlan of Raridan has come to the attention of King Anton and Queen Leonid, and we induct him into the Order of the Sea Dragon. Done this October 24th, AS 55, at Castile Court at Alcazar de Segovia, Anton Rex, Leonid Regina. The scroll is done by Maestra Esperanza. Exemplar King Saul, published by William Swanenberg.
Vivat.
For Baron Lachlan, newest member of the Order of the Sea Dragon.
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Their Majesties would now have before them Lord Ulfbjorn Elfward Sunu.
Yes. As if it was planned. My good Lord, likewise, your name has continued to come up for all of the different tasks that you take on as part of the running of this kingdom. Your work within this barony has received notoriety and acclaim for how well it is done and how quietly it is done. At this point in time, we would like to give you and award you the fountain. If you could, read the scroll.
As a fountain sprays water into the world, giving of itself, there are those in our kingdom of Atlantia who do the same for the populace. Ulfbjorn exemplifies this giving nature. He has served his barony as both exchequer and seneschal, making sure that it flows as smoothly as water in a gentle river. His steadfast devotion to his barony, without expectation of reward, makes us, King Anton and Queen Linnet, bestow upon him our fountain, done this 24th day of October, AS 55, at our celebration of Castile court at Alcazar de Segovia.
Thank you once again for your service. Any thoughts?
Calligraphy is done by Baroness Delis. For Lord Ulfbjorn, newest recipient of the fountain.
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Their Majesties would now have before them Lady Juliana Robertson.
Lady Juliana. Many times people work behind the scenes and they serve in a quiet way. And no one ever knows why things are successful necessarily. And sometimes other people get credit. And the people who resign behind the scenes are sometimes just there and they stay there. But with you, we know what you've been doing. You resided in our kingdom in Atlantia years ago when His Majesty and I were reigning previously, which was years ago. And then you moved away to Antir. And now you're back in Atlantia and have been for some time, and you immediately jumped in with both feet. You didn't forget a thing in Antir about being Atlantean and the willingness to serve. You serve the barony, you serve your household, you were helping with serving, you're making sure there's food at local get-togethers. You are the person behind the scenes who doesn't get a chance to shine, except we can all see your light. And because of that, we would like to award you today the opal. Lady Juliana, there is no scroll. Once again, it was with the caravan that was waylaid. It was commissioned, and you should be able to see it on the scroll slide later today, but we will ensure that it gets to you.
For Lady Juliana Robertson, newest recipient of the opal.
Vivat! Vivat! Vivat!
Their Majesties would now call before them the Order of the Masters of Defense. Their Majesties would now have before them Lord Tassin Navitier.
Lord Tassin, the Order of Defense is historic for many reasons, not least of which it is our newest peerage, the first new peerage in the society in over 4 decades. It has been an example for a while now, 8, 9 years, and yet it's still finding its way. It's still finding its identity in Atlantia, and you will help to create and evolve that identity. This peerage shows those with true mastery of the rapier and the art of defense. Last night you were set on vigil to contemplate those weighty responsibilities, the burdens and the joys of being a student, a teacher, a mentor, and an example. At this time, is it still your desire to join this order? There are items of regalia that come with this peerage. Is there one to speak?
A true master has no need to be arrogant or flashy. They identify themselves simply so they may be identified for those who seek instruction or guidance. A plain white collar. This band is not a banner to be seen across the field. Instead, it is a simple label that indicates your mastery of steel weapons for those who may seek you out. The medallion has 3 swords that correspond with the 3 pillars of rapier combat in the SCA. Although you may have a preference for one over the others, at any time, you must be prepared to take up any of them in defense of Atlantia, to instruct her fighters, and to defeat her enemies. This is a legacy collar, first coming from Adon Alwyn, then Dante Di Pietro, then Benjamin Millier, and now onto you.
Is there one to speak on the cloak?
The cloak that symbolizes the weight of the office. Feel it as it comes to your shoulders. Feel the weight of it upon you. It is after your arms and also bears the symbol of the order that you are joining. As you yourself as an individual join the order, let this be a reminder of the weight of responsibility, the weight of your words, but also the impression you make and the joy that you bring to those who practice this art with you.
I believe there are now words from Duchess Adelheid. It should be. Yeah, here we go. Lord Tassin, are you now prepared to swear your oath?
Yes, Your Majesty.
We will hear your words.
Your Majesties, I am your faithful subject. I will serve this realm in mind and body, in war and in peace. To fight, to improve, to seek knowledge and to share knowledge, and most importantly, to teach those who will come after me in the art of defense and what it is to be a peer. I swear this on my honor and on my blood.
For our part, ours are the ears that will hear your wise counsel. We shall be a rock which you may lean upon if the burdens become too heavy. And we shall be the roots which form your foundation so that you may never lose your footing. This we so swear till death take us, the world end, or we depart the throne.
We so swear.
And may I replay the third element here? Sorry, my apologies on the video.
Patience for technical difficulty. Tassin. This is a dangerous weapon. It can cause harm in untrained hands and even in trained hands. A true peer, a true master of defense will know when to keep the sword sheathed, when to draw it, and when to wield it. You must guard against base acts on the field, false teachings. Keep in mind, keep your teachings pure, your acts noble, else this sword shall turn in your hand. Greet your order and welcome to the Order of Defense.
Rise, Master.
For Master Tassin, newest companion of the Order of the Masters of Defense.
Vivat! 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 The scroll is with him. It was left there last night with him on his vigil.
Intentionally.
Intentionally, yes.
So we're going to take a brief period here to allow the scrolls to be presented to the populace, along with the artist who crafted them. So we'll take a minute while those run through, and then we'll have some closing remarks.
Sorry.
Okay, as you can see, those are beautiful works of art.
Very amazing scrolls.
Every time we do court and we see the work of the scribes as well as the illuminators, we are taken aback by it. It is truly an area that Atlantia leads the rest of the known world. We hear that all the time from other kingdoms, and every time we do court, we see it for ourselves.
We have some of the finest scribes and illuminators in the known world.
So, Your Majesty, you wanted to talk about Twelfth Night.
12th night. 12th night is coming up in January. will be a virtual 12th night, and Duchess Shawnit is our autocrat. We expect forthcoming to see some updates. We do know that there will be different breakout rooms in the castle for that day where different activities will be occurring. Some of those activities will be the royal bard to be chosen and the champion of A&S. For the A&S champion to qualify, you need to only participate in one of the A&S activities for that day, whether it be a competition, a display, or a performance art. If for some reason you don't want to be considered to be the A&S champion, just let the person know when you're participating. You can put on your form, "Don't make me A&S champion." But it's going to be a full slate of activities. There will be a court, of course, and we have quite a bit of business already lined up for that court.
Also, for the first time for the A&S champion, it will also include, you can be eligible by being in the Bardic Arts.
Right. Performance arts, right? Absolutely.
Anything else on 12th night?
More info to come. I know that Mistress Kell is also helping Duchess Shawnit, so I think there'll be outcoming information from both of those parties in the near future.
Okay. So as we near the end of October, November 1st is the date that we've opened up for letters of intent for Crown. Crown is going to be a double-elim format. It's going to be a best-of-5 finals. Weapons can't repeat in the finals until the last fight, but you do not have to match weapons. At this point, we are going to have it at Elkenberg Castle. That allows us a lot of room to spread out and to accommodate, hopefully, all of the people who want to enter. We don't know what the situation is going to be with the pandemic looking forward. Our intention is that this will be an open event that all of Atlantia can come to. We'll cross that bridge when we get a little closer. So the period of time that letters of intent are open is from November to the end of December. We're going to use the month of January to prepare the event site, work with the autocrat, his deputy, and move forward with getting the preparation made to whatever the regulations are that we need to accommodate the local authorities as well as our kingdom rules about gatherings. So as we move forward, we'll have more details, but we're going to have Crown Tournament. We think, we hope, we must.
In some form or fashion, we're having a Crown Tournament.
We need heirs. We have a lot of duties for our heirs, and the list is getting longer. So please practice with your mask on. Crown tourney will be a mask on fight. I would hate to see someone fall out of crown in contention because they hadn't practiced with their mask on while doing Pell work or in the privacy of their small practices that people are having unofficially. Prepare yourself for it. It takes time to get used to it. And with practice, you'll have very little hindrance by it at all, if any. So I can't stress that enough. If you're a participant, you're going to fight with a mask on. If you're a spectator, you're going to wear a mask. This is the first event that will be opened up in Atlantia. Look for the announcements coming out this week from our Earl Marshal about how practices are going to be restarted, where they're allowed, and what the rules are going to be for that. We're going to have a meeting with the peerages for the fighting orders to talk about some of the nuances of doing this and what leadership we need from them also. Marshalates have already been working on this. So we look forward to getting ready for Crown. This is more preparation than we normally do, but these are extraordinary circumstances, and I'm very excited about it. I can't wait for it to happen.
Stock up on masks because you will go through several in a single fighter practice.
Takes me about 6 to get through a 5-hour practice. So. All right, I think that's everything we have.
Our next court,
We're doing another one?
we're doing another court. A virtual court will be in Caremare on November 14th.
Okay.
Provided that that area is clear and we get the go-ahead to be there in person, we will.
If not, it'll be,
It'll be all virtual,
the court will be on, but it'll be virtual for us also.
yes.
All right. Atlantia, Your Excellencies, thank you. Thank you to the staff and the team that's pulled this together.
Thank you for hosting us.
It's been a great day. Cheers, Atlantia.
Goodbye.
Close court.
Hearing closes the court of their majesties, Anton Rex, Leonid Regina, King and Queen of Atlantia.